Hey there, good morning everyone. It is Tuesday the 3rd of March 2018. I thought I'd do a short video explaining and clearly showing the last time that the mini-greedometers were able to be used profitably, both long and short the SPICs and with very low risk. Turns out that was October of 2014. So let's, which is this point here, let's work our way back a little bit, okay? So going back to here, the birth point of greedometer 8 sequence. In fact, let's back up a little more than that. The greedometer 7, mini-greedometer 7 sequence had a top line coming, like somewhere about like that. And this was the result. The greedometer 7 sequence was in 2013, was really all about the Fed initiating or threatening to initiate a QE3 taper and then backing away from that. Finally, that backing away from it caused that sequence to be truncated, and there you go. We checked this chart that we know well from the other from spending time on this website and watching the other videos, and we know that how much time was there between the death of greedometer 7 and the birth of greedometer 8? It was, well, you can't tell. 2 weeks is the answer. And so we wait 2 weeks to get from here. Go 1, 2. There you go. Birth point of greedometer 8. There's that birth point. There's the first baseline point. There's a first top line point. And this would have been working. This was working well. Would have been working very well. But we had this is apparently there was too much scariness going on. I'm guessing credit spreads were blowing out. Probably the yield curve was flattening a bit too much. So the Bundesbank chimed in and threatened to let the ECB do basically everything, the QE, but only after it's done everything else first. So it takes a couple of weeks for that to be baked in. The SPIC starts to plummet, 2 weeks later, and we would have seen probably this week or the next week, one of these 2 weeks, we would have visited the mini-greedometer baseline here or here, and there's no way it would have stopped it there. We're stopped up here because of this. The ECB piled on and threatened to do everything but QE, and if that doesn't work, then QE. So there you go, right? What that did was basically blow it back up to the top line. We spend a couple weeks on the top line, and then kink, we start we go to 1 week. There's 1 week between G8 and G9. So we go like that, boom, 1 week. There's the birth point of G9, again, referencing this one. You can't tell from the scale, but this is 1 week. That's 2, that's 1. This is 0, 0, and it was 0 again between G11 and 12. Anyway, so 1 week, we give birth to G9. This works remarkably well, doesn't it? This works out very well, right? This is lining up very well here, lining up very well. So the system is working very well. QE3 is ended. There's some tapering all the way along through this till finally QE3 is ended. And then we get this massive, there's a massive one-sided commitment of traders report. A bunch of people, or well, a lot of investors are short the SPICs, and when you get a very big position, it tends to go the other way. So we get a big short squeeze, and I remember this very, very well. Not the day before, the Bank of Japan came out and did a surprise announcement that it would slap a larger turbocharger on its QE printing press. The day before that happened, I was doing a live interview at the NASDAQ Market Center in New York. I've done that more than once. And I said that the SPICs would initiate, we were within 1 week and 1% of the SPICs initiating a pretty substantial crash. And the next day this happened. So it's not the first time that happened. I mean, there's like easily half a dozen times where I've done public statements like that, or in fact at this stage probably a dozen when you include blog posts. But anyway, that's the nature of my life. Whenever things are about to roll over, I would do an interview or whatever, and then someone would come out with the PBOC, the ECB, the BOJ, and over the last year, the Fed. Anyway, so BOJ comes out and says more yumminess, bigger turbocharger on the QE. That doesn't stop the sequence. It warps it up higher. We get the same endpoint, which goes off the chart here. It doesn't change the baseline. You get the same endpoint, same end crash, but you see more yumminess and happiness on a short-term basis. It warps the top line up, and it ends in the same spot. So this goes on until eventually the ECB relents and delivers its first QE program here. So that gets delivered, and then we smash up through, we visit the top line, and we smash up through it. So at this point, we've gone 2, we've gone 1, 0. 0 weeks between the sequences, between G9 and 10, which is shown here. not easy to see, sorry about that. There you go. So we give birth to the G10 sequence here. That's its birth point, and that's the end of this video. There's going to be another one that follows up, and you will see in the Greedometer 10 or miniGreedometer 10 sequence that it's very, very, very busy. Anyway, there you go.